Hello, Morning Rush regulars. It's Jonathon Rush. There's Kelly Nash standing on the edge of the Atlantic, about to be washed in by Dorian any moment now.
I'm not one of those reporters for the Weather Channel. Oh my gosh, we're standing here! Well, get out of there then. Go stand indoors, you idiot.
Big ups this morning. I'm voting for Fox News Griff. I can't remember his last name. This dude literally was 18 inches away from a seawall, and the waves were washing up over him. Now, I know that Cantori right now is scrambling with his producers to find a more dramatic shot. He'll be hanging from a helicopter in the eye of the storm. That'll be happening today. So the competition is on for the weathermen.
So I don't know, are we going to talk about funniest live weather shots you've seen or most dangerous live weather shots? My favorite was the girl who years ago was trying to sell how bad the flooding was in New Jersey live on the Today Show. Mm-hmm. And behind her was somebody walking. She's in a canoe.
That's it.
Going down Main Street in New Jersey, but she's not really moving. And then there's people walking like 5 feet behind her. The water was about that deep. Like the canoe could not move because it was. And Matt Lauer called her out on it.
When Lauer calls you out, that's as bad as Brian Williams calling you out on something. Lauer called you out.
So maybe we can get to that tomorrow. Of course, we're going to have a ton of Dorian coverage tomorrow. Sure. Let you know about any of the shelters that are opening up here in the Midlands. But other stuff we could talk about, we've got a guy going viral. He has loaded up pictures of himself to the internet. He said that hashtag how to send your wife sexy pics.
Oh.
And they're pics of him scrubbing the toilet, vacuuming,
he's doing
walking
chore
the dog, and the ladies are going nuts. He got 40,000 retweets on his photos.
Really?
Yeah, the ladies love it.
Chore play.
So, hey, you know what? I'd rather scrub a toilet than eat the stuff you got to eat and do all the sit-ups you got to sit to get a six-pack.
Good point.
If that's what they really want.
Yeah, here we go. We're what's his hashtag?
It was how to send your wife sexy photos or something.
What's your hashtag? Hey, listen, what is your hashtag? Look at the wisdom we're gaining on the internet today.
Yeah. People come up with their own hashtags. You got a hashtag? I know we're going to get into that at 6:15 tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But here's a story. Do you really believe this guy out of North Carolina, Thomas Barnes, said he got a $70 bill from DirecTV for something he did not order? And they proved DirecTV. Now, the thing is, you don't want to order something like this, because then DirecTV is like, here's the title of the movie.
Yeah.
And everything. It's adult films.
Oh my.
Now he's claiming it's his dog.
Uh-huh.
His dog stepped on the remote control and started ordering the Hustler Channel pay-per-view movies.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Long weekend for the dog. Not in the dog house. But, I mean, at that point, would you not just pay the $70 and say, I got to do a better job?
I get a feeling his wife wants a better answer than I'll just pay the $70 and it's just a mistake by the dog, honey.
Or what has your dog ever done? Has your dog or pet ever somehow cost you significant amounts of cash? Not because of they're ill, but they did something.
Sure. They jump behind the wheel and the ball hits and it goes into drive, and then the dog can't, because he doesn't have any opposing fingers, right? Mm-hmm. So he can't drive, and he wrecks the car. I got a friend that happened to in Saluda County.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dog ran into a tree.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what he told the cops. Who's to argue, right? Nobody was there to witness it. The dog, he wasn't saying anything, so plainly he was guilty.
Plainly he was guilty. Yeah. And that's why I started drinking, officer.
Right.
My dog got me in an accident.
Here, my dog has just wrecked my car. What would you do? So I got a bottle out of the trunk, started drinking. I mean, hell, look at all this money this damn dog. And I paid good money for that dog.
What a mess. What a mess. You know, one of the biggest stories, besides obviously Hurricane Dorian in our neighborhood, is what's going on with the University of South Carolina. Saturday, every Gamecock fan was disgusted by the performance of the Gamecock football team.
It was bad.
And then I think a lot of Gamecock fans disgusted by other Gamecock fans and the way they've been responding to the news from yesterday that the starting quarterback, Jake Bentley, will not be able to play for probably 6 weeks is what we're hearing as of now. I know Will Muschamp's going to be having a press conference in a little while, but the reports this morning were 6 weeks he's going to be out with a broken foot. And people are like, yay, I'm glad because he sucks and all this sort of stuff. And it's like, why would you say that about a 21-year-old guy?
Well, I mean, they were yelling it from the daggum stands in Charlotte. I mean, look, I got to be honest. Sally's made me too suspicious, I think. I got to dial it back on the suspicion level a little bit.
She's more of a conspiracy theorist than you?
Well, she always said, you're just too trusting and you need to be a little more suspicious. So when David told me yesterday, Billy's got a broke foot, I'm like, really? Wait a minute. That was Saturday. He's faking it. He's faking it. That was my first thought. Now, why should I say that? I'm being too suspicious. Yeah. I thought he was faking the thing. Usually you'd hear about that the day after the game. We didn't hear nada, nothing. And then it comes out on Monday, 2 days after the game. And I'm thinking the fans are really hard on him. He's probably thinking, why would I go back into that lion's den?
Well, because this is his final year, for one. Two, it's his last opportunity to make the NFL. He was hoping his junior year would be good enough that he could have made the NFL, but the scouts all told him no. You didn't perform at that level. He also is so I mean, I was talking to one of the people on Twitter.
Good.
And I was pointing out to him that as much money as we've spent and as much money or as much emotion as we've poured into the team, we're still not as invested as Jake Bentley or any of the players in that team and or their careers. Because
I hope it will be true.
I mean, it's literally their career that they're fighting for, as well as the amount of time it's taken to get there. And I've never broken a bone for the Gamecocks. I've broken bones, but I didn't do it for the Gamecocks. Jake Bentley just broke his foot for the Gamecocks. So they're more invested in it. There's not so to boo a kid like that. And I don't even like to call them kids. A young man like that. He's 21. Is that what he is? 21? I think he's 21. They're not kids. They're young men. But to boo him, he's giving you everything he's got. It's not like he's trying to suck. He's worked way harder than any of us will ever work at anything.
I got you.
And he's just coming up short, at least in that game. He was coming up short.
Well, certainly we need to talk about that. And I want to tell you about the interview that I heard with General Castlin. And I'm sorry, I put this up on my Facebook page and Twitter account, and my autocorrect called him General Carlin.
Oh.
And then the Clemson fans just tore my little butt apart.
Oh, no.
Suddenly it became all about the Clemson. Suddenly it became all about the very narcissistic Clemson fans. Is it everything about the Clemson fans? I was talking to Gamecock fans. I wasn't talking to you. I don't mind you chiming in, but if that's the only criticism you got, I misspelled Castlin on an autocorrect. Okay, I will turn in my Gamecock gear.
Well, and I'm going to announce it. My plan as your next governor is to announce that the Clemson football team, because that is a state university, is in fact the Gamecock football team. Henceforth, Clemson is just known as the University of South Carolina, Clemson, and they will wear Gamecock jerseys, and then all South Carolinians, because we've heard for years from Clemson fans, you should cheer for the kids from Clemson. They're just South Carolina kids. Well, then you'll cheer for the Gamecock kids because they're just Gamecock kids playing at what used to be known as Clemson University. That way we get rid of all of that, all that bad stuff from the past when people were talking about, we got to get rid of, what's his name? You got to tear down his statues and all that stuff that's up there. We don't have to get rid of that anymore. We don't have to worry about it anymore. It's not just the University of South Carolina.
There you go.
We fixed all the problems.
See? And we're going to ask that Coastal drop down to Division II. So we can cheer for them as well in a different division.
That's right.
Division II.
And they'll win every baseball championship in the Division II.
Exactly.
Love Coastal.
So we're doing all that tomorrow. And I can hear people screaming right now. Oh, good. Scream tomorrow morning. 978-9267, 978-WCOS. It's going to be crazy. And, of course, we keep you updated with Dorian. We got a hashtag for Dorian? Of course we do. What's your hashtag? We'll find out tomorrow. Thanks for listening on The Morning Rush.